had fun making a monthly TBR last month, so I'm here to make one for the month of May. First, for the Kindred Spirits book club I am hosting, we will be reading All Creatures Great and Small by James Harriott. We will only be reading the first one, but as for myself, I will definitely be starting a reread of the entire series. It's been 5 years since I read through it, and I'm very excited to spend some time with this series. And I don't even think the second two, I don't even think I've actually ever read them because I listened to the first three on audio. And I've been told they're not as good, but I love spending time in this world and I love his writing. So I think I'm just going to go for it and read the entire series. And yeah, we're just going to go for it. Then, now that we have finished the Mitford series, Sadness, I'm going to just not weep in this video because I am devastated that we have finished it. We are now going to be starting the Miss Julia series. I will try not to think of it as a replacement for the Mitford series because nothing can replace Mitford. But Miss Julia Speaks Her Mind is the first. This seems, I could be wrong, but a bit like maybe a southern version of the Agatha Raisin series, but more slice of life. I don't think it's a detective series. We're going to see what we think about it. It's small town life and hopefully I will enjoy it. And then for my Literary Parlor book club, which is a Victorian book club that I get to do in person, hopefully we're meeting in person this month, and we are reading The Mill on the Floss by George Eliot. Sadly, this is a George Eliot I have not enjoyed as much, and so far I'm about halfway through, and I'm not really enjoying it the second time around. I was hoping that now that I've fallen in love with George Eliot's writing, this might be the miraculous, magical time that I fall in love with it, and I don't know if it's going to happen. But it's George Eliot, so I'm glad I'm revisiting it, giving it a second chance, just in case I would maybe like it. And yeah, we'll see as I go along. If not, then I can say that I had reread it and gave it another try. And then the month of May will be my annual reread of Wives and Daughters. I just get a rosy glow thinking about being back with those characters. Honestly, as soon as I finish it, I'm ready to just pick right back up with that story again. So I'll be rereading that via audiobook. The Nadia May audiobook is so delightful to me. And then rewatching the miniseries, it just for some reason suits the month of May to me. And the other part of my TBR that I would like to speak about is my participation in May of the Moderns. Margaret Pinard is the creator of this, and last year it was hosted in March, but I was so caught up in middle grade March that I just did not make time for anything else. So I was really excited when I saw this year that it was going to take place in the month of May. And the basic requirements, I think I'm getting it correct, are just any book published between 1901 and 1950. Now, I will say, once we start departing from the Victorian era, I do struggle. Some modern books just feel so cynical. But there are those shining beacons in there that I really love to read, and I'm looking forward to trying those. The first one that I would like to read is, and this is a bit of a pile of possibilities kind of thing. I've heard that term going around, and I think it's wonderful. And the first one is Pastoral by Nevil Shute. Now, Nevil Shute has written one of my most favorite books ever, A Town Like Alice. And I actually will be rereading that in the month of June. If you would like to be part of the Voxer group, please contact me in my email or message me on Instagram and let me know your Voxer username. And I have a group going for that, and I think it's going to be a real treat because I love that book so much. And I have really enjoyed his other books. And so Pastoral is, I think it's kind of a doomed romance. I think it's going to be really intense, and I don't know much about it, but I will be reading it, and I hope that I enjoy it. I'm not expecting to enjoy kind of any of his books as much as A Town Like Alice, and so I think going in with that expectation will help me to enjoy it the appropriate amount. Next, I will be reading a book with my friends Adam and Kate, and we are going to be reading The Rainbow by D.H. Lawrence. Now, Ray from Ray of Sunlight has really made me want to read The Rainbow. She put up a reading vlog dedicated exclusively to The Rainbow. And here's the silly thing. I haven't even watched the reading vlog because her reading vlogs are so, they just are a balm to the soul. And so I want it. I love that it's there waiting for me. She also has a Jane Eyre one, and I can't bring myself to go ahead and use up watching it. I know I could re-watch them, but I just love that they're waiting there for me, which is so outrageous. But Ray has spoken about D.H. Lawrence and just how much she adores his writing, and Adam and Kate really enjoyed Lady Chatterley's Lover, and that one I was like, I don't know if I'm up for Lady Chatterley's Lover. But once I heard about The Rainbow, I was like, can we please read The Rainbow together? And then a few that I have seen kind of floating around, and these are on Bookstagram primarily. I'm going to link a couple accounts that read these kinds of books, and Arpita from Bagful of Books is one of my favorite Bookstagram accounts. She's so lovely. And then my friend Elizabeth Brink, who excuse me, who is part of my Patreon book club. I love her Instagram too, and modern classics are something that she really loves. So the Fairview classics and furrowed middlebrow kind of books, these are the ones that I've heard recommended. And Molly Clavering is one of the authors, and Susan Settles Down is one of the books that I've seen recommended time and time again. And of course now the plot is escaping me, but that is one that really interested me. I know when I looked at the plot and I read a sample. And the other one is Celia's House by D.E. Stevenson. I have read and loved Miss Bunkle's book. And going up in a few weeks, I chatted with my friend Susan for a Cozy Things chat. And she really recommended D.E. Stevenson and had reminded me I need to read more of her books. She has so many out there. So Celia's House, I think, is the first in a duology kind of thing. And then Elizabeth also recommended Miss Mole, which sounds a bit like Mrs. Eris Goes to Paris, a bit of a Cinderella kind of trope. This older woman who has been overlooked, and then I think just some miraculous things happen in her life, like Miss Pettigrew lives for a day, and it just sounds really lovely. Then another one recommended by my friend Susan, and I will also link down below Miranda Mills, her YouTube channel, Business as Usual. And this is written in epistolary form, and it is about a young lady who moves to a city in Scotland. It might be Edinburgh, it might be Glasgow, and she gets hired for a job at a department store. And it's just letters back and forth between friends over the course of, I think, a year while she's working there. I read a few chapters and was like, oh my goodness, this is just the most delightful reading. I'm going to save it for May of the Moderns. And yes, so I'm feeling really excited about these, just very much in the mood for them. And then I might also try to get through some of the Mapp and Lucia books. Here is the sad thing about Mapp and Lucia. I know that Miss Mapp, I loved it so much. Queen Lucia, I have this thing with modern classics. Like if there's a certain style of writing, I just have trouble getting wrapped up in the story, and it's this intangible quality I can't put my finger on. So then the next one was Lucia in London, and that one, did I keep my bookmark in? I think I made it halfway through, and it just had that same quality to it, which is so sad to me because I was like crying laughing while reading Miss Mapp. I thought it was so funny. But after that is Mapp and Lucia, which is supposed to be kind of the highlight of the series. So I do have access to these on audiobook now. So I might just try to like really plow through Lucia in London on audiobook and then really relish and savor Mapp and Lucia. And if I'm still feeling it, I might just go right ahead to The Worshipful Lucia and Trouble for Lucia. And then I want to finally read Gaudy Night by Dorothy Sayers. It is supposed to be just the best mystery in the series. And I have waited because I wanted to get through sequentially all the Lord Peter Wimsey and Harriott Vane stories, but honestly, some of Dorothy Sayers' mysteries are really a slog for me. I loved Strong Poison, and that's the only other one in the series that I've loved, but I've heard so many people recommend Gaudy Night, and also the A Literary Life podcast has a whole series of podcasts dedicated to Gaudy Night. So I'm very excited to listen to that podcast and I'm going to treat myself to this book. You know what? Life is too short to not read the end of a series, even though you know you aren't enjoying as many in the middle. I think I have 3 until I get to Gaudy Night. And so I'm just like, you know what? Life is too short. Let's see. What was the other thing that I had written? Okay, then possibly some Elizabeth Googe. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I have here Gentian Hill and then Green Dolphin Street / Green Dolphin Country I'm kind of interested in. I would not read 2 Elizabeth Googe in 1 month because it would just be, her books are so special and I never ever want them cramped together, basically. Okay, that is my rambling, chaotic May of the Moderns, just May in general, TBR. I did also see in my notes that I would love it if I could finish The Return of the King. I really want to continue on because that series is just glorious. And particularly after just the sour taste in my mouth that was left from finishing The Wheel of Time. So we will see, because then I know that Petra from Petra U really fell in love with Baron and Luthien. And I think Christy Lewis has also. So just so many things. I want to read all of the things, and I have a ton of library books checked out. It's chaos over here, and I'm okay with it. So let me know if you have read any of the things that I have spoken about, and if you think any should be top priority. Maybe you would help me decide what to read first. So yes, thank you as always for watching. I really do appreciate each and every lovely comment or thumbs up that you give me. If you are not subscribed and you are possibly interested, maybe go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming content from me. And I will be back with another video soon. Bye.